We are live, baby. Oh yeah. We're live. Jojo, Martin, say hello.
Hello. Hello, people.
Hello. First things
It
first.
was a while ago.
Yeah, it is. I need to check just with everybody before we do anything else. I need to check. Can everybody hear us? Can everybody hear me and Jojo and Martin? please give us some kind of confirmation in chat, and so that we know. Can everybody hear us? Yes. Stevanovic
Nice.
says yes. Thank you so much. So first and foremost, I really want to say welcome to another meet and greet with us here at the Texture Supply. Echo? Hello? Yes, clear. There is an echo. Testing. Where's the echo coming from? Testing? Could it be from Jojo's webcam? That is really weird.
I'm testing. It should be. I don't hear any echo though. So maybe it's me.
Testing. No, I don't hear anything, and nothing is picking up. Okay. Hey. Okay, so let's keep on going and let's see if the echo remains. But it's gone. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. So what was I saying? Yes. Welcome to another meet and greet with us at Texture Supply. It's been a while, right? We've done some things, but before we say anything else, I'm going to just let you guys know that if you like what you see and you want to connect with us, then make sure you join our Discord and our 3D community over there. You can also sign up to be a guest on this little podcast show, talk show. I don't know what this is. So that we can interview you and you can also feature your renders and stuff like that. If you're interested, please join our community and we'll give you some more information over there. Also, I also want to say that feel free to ask any questions during the stream. I will, be handling the chat in a little bit. So if I see any questions that I think, like, oh, this is an interesting question, I might pick it out from chat and we'll talk about it, right? So feel free to do that whenever you want. But Johannes, why don't you explain for new viewers, why don't you explain a little bit what meet and greet is all about? Hang on, Johannes, I need to. You can't mute yourself on that call, but then you have echo.
Okay, do you have echo now?
Testing echo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we always have these technical.
It's, always the same thing. Yes.
No echo. Good. So Johannes,
okay.
please go ahead and explain.
All right, so let's get it from the start. So yes, we are here to talk about the 3D industry, and it's as simple as that. And as you can tell from the name Meet and Greet, we also introduce other artists here to ask questions and hear their stories and see their images and so on. So that's what we're going to do today too. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just having a good time talking about 3D and whatnot.
Exactly, and but we also share some news and updates about what's going on, and we have been been a while. It's been a while since we did a meet and greet, and that's also because we've had two major projects on the go. One, we tried finishing up our website, which we didn't, so we postponed that to later during the year. But we were also in Vienna at the D2 conference over there, and that was a lot of fun. Martin and Jojo, do you guys want to talk a little bit about D2? Did you enjoy it?
No. Yeah, of course we did. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't hear Martin.
Are you talking, Martin? Have you muted yourself?
I did. I was eating. I was eating some nuts.
We're rusty.
Yes, sorry. Yes, obviously. Yes. So it was very fun. That was basically it. It was a very interesting experience. I felt the same. I was there 2019. It was the last time around, and I felt the same love and intimacy. It was very welcoming as always.
good energy. People want to take part of this, get out of the office. People have been longing for this for like over 2 years. So it's it was a good experience.
You could feel it in the air when you got there. Like people needed this, you know. It was a really nice get together. Actually, next year D2 will actually celebrate its 10th anniversary. So I hope actually they want to have a record high. What do you say? Like attendee.
Yeah.
They wanted to have like between 700 and 1,000 people there, which would be like, you know, epic and really cool. So I hope you guys be there next year.
Yeah, it was my first time this year, and I gotta say I really want to go back. I just want to say hello to everybody in chat quickly. Mark, Stevanovic, Rama, Render Frame, and Ines. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Do we have anyone in the chat that was there?
Yeah, Mark was there, and Render Frame. I remember. And we have Satwant Singh also in chat. Hello.
Ah, right.
Sidwan. Hello, Sidwan. Hey. Andre. Hello. Ahoy. Yes. So we were at and Elias. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Glad you're here. We were talking, or you're right now talking about D2, and we also got to. It was also the kind of the first time we at Texture Supply actually got to meet our clients as well, right? Our customers, like just face to face, and get some really good feedback and some really good input and some insight to what's important to them and stuff like that. And because of that, we've taken a look at our production flow a lot, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Jojo? Like, how are we changing up things?
Do we even know ourselves?
No, we don't. We actually don't. We were just talking about it. Yeah. But like in short, go ahead.
In short, what the feedback we got, and this is nothing surprising to us at all. The feedback that we got mostly was like, guys, you need to have a bigger library. You need to have more textures, because we want to buy our textures, but we already bought all of them, so there's nothing more to buy. And I mean, we appreciate that a lot. And hearing that feedback, even though we knew, because you know we are in the process of making the texture production more efficient. But that is also going way slower than we thought it would. We are relying on software development that we have, like ourselves, don't really have any like control over that. So it's just it has to take the time that it takes. And so we're changing our internal workflows a little bit now to focus on producing some more textures. That's basically all we can say right now.
Yeah. We have been trying to break new grounds, and trying to experiment a bit, and now we're getting back into full production speed.
Exactly.
It is very easy to get stuck in the whole, like you were saying, breaking new ground. Like you want to experiment, you want to try to push the limits and so on, but sometimes we just have to take a step back and just produce with the material that we actually have right now. I mean, we have one of the best and largest and most high-res textures out there already, and we were making it even better, even bigger, but we gotta focus on some quantities.
Broke everything along the way. So
So that's it, right? That's it. That's the most important thing, is that we're taking a step back, focusing on production a lot, and trying to really push out some awesome products for you guys to enjoy in our near future. So without further ado, let us introduce our guest of the evening. Please say hello to the very lovely, very nice Inder Preet. How are you, Inder?
Applause.
Hi guys, how are you?
Fine, thank
Hey.
you.
Thanks for having me here.
Of course, our pleasure. Our pleasure.
It's always good to talk with you guys. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a couple of weeks ago when we didn't have a meet and greet. Actually, it's more than a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't have a meet and greet. But we did hang out in the Sauna voice channel on Discord, and you were there. We were talking. We were having some really nice talks, and we were actually we were talking about a couple of topics that we will get back to tonight, actually, because it was really interesting, and I want to share it with everyone. But first of all, let's get into like who you are. Where are you from?
My name is Inder Preet, and I'm a 3D artist. I'm from Punjab, India, and I do basically interiors, rendering, and automotive, and for product. So yeah, I do these 3 categories right now.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. You wrote to us that you are, or actually, you were studying architecture.
Yeah.
So are you like? I never really understood. Did you finish that? So are you like an educated architect and then transitioned into 3D after that?
Yeah. I graduated in 2020 as an architect. So yeah, I just transitioned from architect to 3D artist in 2020. Yeah, I started at that time.
Cool. We were talking about a similar story with Reza, a guest that we had a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of meet and greets ago, and that was a similar story. So, tell us about what made you go from architecture to 3D, and what is it that excites you about it?
Actually, that story is too long. It's a too long story, so I'll just sum up with a few words.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was studying architecture, and then you have to present your design to the teachers, as a visual presentation. So at that time, I got discovered about the 3D softwares, V-Day. First time I got to know about 3ds Max. So at that time, I was like, I've learned over here from someone. I just spent 3 months over there, so I got to know a little bit about V-Day and 3ds Max. But down the road, I got lost from the 3D. I don't know. I was not very interested in my architecture too. But after graduating as an architect, when I started doing architectural projects, and then you have to present the design to the client, to make them understand. So at that time, I was like, I have to do it again. So I just started. At that time, I was like, I forgot about everything about 3ds Max and what I have learned in my college days. So at that time, I was like, yeah, man, I have to do, because when you are fresher, then you can't afford multiple people who is doing a 3D for you, and you are getting stuff from other people. So I was like, I have to do it myself, and in 2020 I did a schedule, and after that I got very interested in 3D. So I was like, this is something to which I can put my thoughts out, my thoughts and my ideas, what I'm thinking. This is so cool. What I can think, I can see in front of me, and I can show to others. So it was like that. So that thing, was very cool. So yeah.
I'm gonna try to do something, because we're getting some comments about echo again, Jojo. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and change some stuff up quickly. There we go. Let's try this instead, everybody. So can I get a little audio test from Martin? Let's give me a little hi everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Oh God, you're super loud. Okay.
Okay.
And Jojo,
Sorry.
can we give me a little? little something. Oh, nice. And Inder?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, perfect,
7,
perfect.
8.
I think that's good. I think this is going to help with the echo. I really do hope that, guys. Please tell me if there's more echo. What was I gonna say? No, that was it. Sorry.
Yeah,
There we go.
So thank you for sharing that. And I'm just reading Rama Khalid from in the comments said he has the same story. Many architects are shifting into 3D, and it seems to be a common thing actually. And I can totally understand it. Like coming from architecture into 3D, where you can start to actually visualize and see your own creations. You can play with lighting and colors, and that's always been, like, for me, what is really driving me is to play with lighting and mood and so on. So I totally get that. Have you noticed that this the education architecture has helped you on your career? Because I assume that you're making a living as a 3D artist, right?
Yeah, it's just a start for me as a 3D artist, because I just moved from architect to 3D, I think a couple of months ago. It's not 100%, you can say.
Okay, cool.
Right now, yeah.
But do you notice that the education from architecture is helping you building your future in the 3D space?
Yeah, of course. It really helped me, because when I was starting, when I started doing my projects, and, as an architect, I can understand spaces really better. I can give my points, give my viewpoints to the customer, to the client, that you can do this, you can do this. So I know how colors work with each other. I know the scale and proportion of the things. So those are the core principles of architecture, which are really helping me, making a good 3D images. Yeah, that's the thing. It definitely helping. It definitely helping.
I can relate to that, because when I started getting into freelancing as a 3D artist, 3D generalist, I would say, I was struggling. Actually, the one thing that I was struggling the most with was reading the drawings from architects to understand how I'm supposed to build a space. It was like I didn't know the symbols, I didn't know all the lines. It was just super messy. It took me a good couple of years before I actually learned how to read these drawings. So, and I would imagine that a lot of freelancers or people that are going into the 3D industry struggle with the same thing, which I guess you have a very strong foundation there.
Yeah. Definitely. But right now, I feel those lines very boring.
Oh yeah. Well, you can get too much of everything, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it really helped.
So, you're just starting the 3D career, but you do want to do this like full time. You want to leave the architecture behind and do 3D only.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
100%.
Do you have a game plan? What does the road towards that look like for you?
What I have planned right now is, like, I'm just working on my personal projects. So, because what you are showing in your personal projects is what you are going to get. The clients will see what you are doing, and they will offer the services they will try to get from you. So I was like, I'm just doing a huge number of personal projects right now, and after that I'm going to put them on the social media and some like Behance, right? And also I'm working on my own website, where I'll be going to put all my work, and I think putting out my work to the world will help me to get some work and get some
Experience.
the kind. Yeah.
Mm.
Experience, you can say. So yeah, this is the roadmap. I'm just focusing more because I don't focus like what I'm going to do, what I'm going to have after 1 year. Focusing, you can say, for 3 days and 4 days. It's like that. Although I have that big plan in my head, but it is in back of my head. It's not, on which I'm working right now. So I'm just working step by step, just doing what I need to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Nice.
It's better I think when it comes to these kind of things where it's like an it's a craft of sorts. I think just practicing and doing as much as you can is like the most important thing. Just keep doing it, right?
Yeah. You have to practice a lot. I could have started this 3D career of mine in 2021 January, rather than doing it in 2022, because I was like, I have to learn everything, what is going on, how the things are working, what are the basics. So I just spent around 9 to 10 months just learning the things, not doing anything else.
You gotta have the 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking
Always,
of which,
always in my room, and I just go to bed for sleep. Yeah, bed is over here near my desk too. So I was like, if you have to get something, you have to know the basics, because that's the thing which will going to help you to survive longer. Yeah, that's the thing. I've just worked on it for 1 year complete.
definitely.
So, yeah.
I got a book recommended to me from Ash Thorpe. It was called Mastery by Robert Greene, I think. A very long book, but it was. I actually never finished it, but he was talking about this thing with the 10,000 hours and how you have to like master your craft and everything to become to be able to succeed and raise above the like the median. I'm losing my words. Anyway, and I was reading that book, and I was like, it was really freaking me out, because like, holy shit, this is so much work. Like you gotta spend like all your awake hours to reach the level that you want. I mean,
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
Right now I'm 24.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I was thinking back, like in the younger days, I had no problem sitting up all day and all night just grinding and learning and doing tutorials and stuff. And I'm getting too old for that shit now. But you're still young. You can do it.
Yeah. So I was talking with the vehicle a couple of days back. He was asking me, like, do you play video games? I was like, I used to play in my school times, but right now I'm not doing it. I'm not playing games. So he said, how come? Why you are not doing playing video games in your free time? I said, I don't have free time.
Yeah.
I'm just spending every second on my work. I just want to learn. I just want to put every ounce of my hard work, because right now I can do it. Simply because of the age, you can say. So I said I don't want to lose that fire. I just need to put the time.
Yeah.
Just
I think that's a very important to keep the fire burning, and just especially when you're in your 20s. That's when you really gotta just go for it, right?
Yeah. You can go for anything. You can go for anything. You can sit longer. You can think more, and these are the things.
Your back is lean and just follows the chair.
I'm getting depressed over here just thinking about.
You're old, Christian.
I'm old, man.
I mean, we play some video games. Martin and I, especially, sometimes we play Fortnite and stuff. But we tell ourselves that we kind of need this relaxation. But it's not without guilt. You know, we always feel
Yeah.
guilty that we know that we should be doing some other stuff that is.
Yeah, totally. So now it's just
Yeah.
like once every second week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. My elder brother used to say me like, bro, you should do some other things too. You should have your time set, like for this much time I have to do this, for this much time I have to do this. I was like, man, I can't do that, because when I'm away from my desk, I'm thinking 3D. When I'm having something, then I'm thinking about 3D. Then how I can cut off that link? So I was like, no, man, this is not going to happen, because this is in the start you have to be very, very much dedicated towards it. So yeah, this is a thing.
Have you started dreaming in wireframe yet? It will happen.
Yeah. I was just doing some light testing for the interior project I'm working before doing this. I was just doing it, testing the textures, obviously.
Nice. Good choice. Good choice.
Good one.
Yeah.
You don't have
Not
to
a
say
sponsor.
that. You don't have to say that.
I can say that, because
Yeah.
it's true, man.
Nice.
Everybody knows.
We appreciate that.
We really do appreciate it. Elias
do you-
says the 3D sickness is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you about how do you find the community that we have built, or other communities? Have you maybe in India as well, in the 3D
Yeah.
community? How do you see it, and how do you use it?
Actually, as I said, I was just in my room from the last, in 2021. I don't know many people in India. There are very few people I know, but I know who is working. I know where the work is going on. I know that, but I don't know many people. If I say, this is the first time, this is the first community I just joined. So yeah, I don't have that much context right now. Yeah,
Mm.
I should
Yeah, I was
have.
wondering-
No, go ahead.
I said I should have, but because as I said, $10,000 you have to give, you have to sacrifice some things.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
So
definitely.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
That's
the
actually something that speaking of games, that's something that I took away from Ash Thorpe's D2 presentation. He said that the only way he could actually produce the stuff that he's doing is to uninstall all games, like totally remove them. I tried it, but I kind of fell back into it. But anyway, I was also wondering, because you said you started doing 3D 2020?
2022 January.
Okay, but you've been studying it for a little while, but not too long, right? It's pretty new. Because one thing I noticed, Christian just took it away, but he was showing your portfolio a couple of minutes ago, and one thing I've noticed is that you have a really high quality, especially for not having been doing 3D for very long. So. The question that comes to my mind, are you totally self-taught?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all YouTube, Facebook, grinding, asking questions in communities.
Yeah. It's all what you said is 100% right.
Nice.
I changed.
And you-
I changed back to the showcase so that we can see your renders while we talk.
And one guy you missed is you.
Oh well, I appreciate that. Well, actually, I didn't. I don't want to be pretentious or anything, but I could. Some of your images, I actually could see some resemblance.
Yeah, you can see
in my own style.
Yeah.
But I mean that's really impressive, and
you don't know this thing, that you are inspired a lot of artists. You don't know this thing. You should know.
He refuses to accept it.
Yes.
I know he refuses to accept it, but you shouldn't.
Well, warms my heart. So I actually wanted to, because so we have one guy from a Swedish school called Irgo in the comments, Elias, and I don't know Elias personally, but I know a couple of other people that I've been working with coming from Irgo, and only like after a year and a half studying there, they became really, really good at doing 3D. I mean, it took me, I don't know, 10 or 15 years to get where they were in a year and a half. So obviously going to a 3D school like that is very helpful, but seeing your progress, not having been going to any school, that is really impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Looks awesome.
Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, of course.
Feels good.
Well
It feels good to have it from you.
Nice.
Also, I don't know. I don't know why it is, but yeah, as I said, I've spent many hours, so I think it's because of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Mark in chat is asking you, Inder, how important do you think it is to have a good community around yourself to keep being creative?
The community around you should be very good, and you should have that one around you, because when I was not in the Discord, I was like, I've always missed some things from, like, I wanted to talk about the 3D things, and I used to talk with my family, but as they can't get those words, those terminologies, and so I used to get like, bro, what are you talking? So I said, yeah, I want to talk more about 3D. I want to share some things, and I want to grab some things. So yeah, the community is a very important thing, because it helps to it inspires you, and it helps to learn some things. And yeah, it is that space where you can talk what you want to talk.
Yeah.
So it is very important.
Really, some frustration, client frustration, perhaps, or just if you bump into problems when
those are the things. So those are the things which if you are going to talk with your family, they won't understand. So they will say, what are you saying, man? This is so for that you need community. You need a good community, and positive community surely help you to get better over the time. Yeah.
Your family, are they supportive?
Very supportive.
Mm.
Very, very supportive. They are very supportive.
They don't want you to become a doctor or something.
No. Actually, my mom wanted me to be a doctor. Yeah, you got it right. She used to tell me, like, wanted you to be a doctor, but she said, you should do whatever you want to do. You should pursue what you want to do. And I would like to mention that from my family, I have 2 elder brothers, and it's all because of them. It's all because of them. Yeah.
Nice.
They always motivate me, like, you can do this. Everything, whatever I need, whatever I wanted to have for the 3D, they always bring it me, like, so you can do this. So they are the biggest supportive pillars in my life, I can say.
Very important.
Really nice.
Yeah, so I want to share one story. Like, one of my friend, I was talking with him, and I was asking him, bro, how's going on in the life, and he was like, yeah, bro, I'm working from 9 to 5, just like that. Yeah, it's going on, and I'm just coming from the work, having dinner, and just go to the bed, and it's like that. So he was like, what you are doing? I'm doing what I want to do. So he said, bro, you're on the top. Everybody pray for that, because you should enjoy what you are doing. And if you are doing that thing, then you're good to go. You don't need anything else.
True word.
It's very important also to keep in mind that like getting to do something that you enjoy doing and that you feel that you're good at is like it is a it's a privilege, right?
It's definitely a privilege.
You like you be grateful. Like, I'm not telling you, I'm just telling the world, like people that get to do what they really want to do, and if they're good at it, it's even better. And you should really be grateful about that. I was thinking a little bit about what we're talking about, the family and support network and the community. I remember when I started with marketing and stuff, I started by having like a YouTube channel with me and my siblings, right? And while they were trying to produce content and stuff like that, like play video games and stuff and do let's plays, I was mostly focusing on getting the channel to grow and stuff like that. And that's kind of like how I got into it. And through that, I found a lot of Facebook groups, other kind of like the whole content creator community is also kind of it's very important to just have people that you can kind of ask questions to, and they can give you some feedback, and you can think about things, and you can also kind of find a way, because if you're in a vacuum, it's very hard to know where you want to go. But when you have people around you that have certain specialties or tendencies, like Jojo, you have a certain style, right? It's easier for someone to either choose to I really like that style and I want to learn more about his style and stuff like that. But it's also a choice you get that, what? That's his style. I don't want to do that. I want to find my own thing, and you go somewhere else. And having just that little kind of like a circle around you, like you have your inner circle that you said, Inder, was your family, and then you have the outer circle that is I think that is really important, more important than I think a lot of people give it credit for.
You definitely need that support from people. And I came to think of the first meet and greet that we had with Vieco, and he said that he was talking about his parents learning a profession, and then they knew that and they continued doing that for years and years, whereas we have to, we can't just learn this profession and then we know it, because this profession is always developing, and it's developing, and it's developing way faster than any artist can actually keep up with. So it's being in this industry is hard, and it's not for everyone. I know there's a lot of people who are getting into 3D because they thought hey, there's a good money to earn here. Well, most of those people probably aren't really in this industry anymore, because you can't do this because of the money. You have to do it because of the love. And so yeah, the support there, because especially now this industry is branching out. Like we have VR, metaverse, and then now with all the AI kind of things coming along, it's branching out. It's becoming such a wide industry, and there's no way a simple artist like ourselves can keep up with all of this and learn everything. So I don't know where I was going with that, but speaking of Christians, what you said about focusing on finding your style.
You're asking? Oh, you're asking Inder? Yeah. Sorry.
No, that wasn't really a question, but we can make it a question, I guess.
Actually, it is really hard to cope up with the fast pace of technology. So everything is moving so fast, and every second there is a new thing which you have to look, because you have to be in this industry. You can't do a single thing. Yeah, sorry, everything with the single app. Single software. If you can say, you can't do that. So for that, you have to be updated all the time. It's too hard sometimes because it feels like you have just some pressure on your head, like you have to do this, you have to be on social media all the time, you have to follow some special articles, from the companies, you have to be on the newsletter from the companies, you have to get the updates. Yeah, so it's like it feels sometimes like a pressure, but yeah, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it.
It is
Or
actually
or if you have decided, like, I don't want to do many things, I just want to be like this much, like if I want to do interiors, then I have to do interiors for the rest of my life. So in that case, if you are keeping yourself not doing more things, then you can get out of this pressure, I can say.
Yeah, and
so
that pressure is real. I mean, there I've been sensing that too, like mentally, like it's really tough, and it's getting even tougher now because I always wanted to, I wanted to become the best in things, but now the more I look around on the internet and people are doing amazing work, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that, and then I realize, okay, they're using a bunch of softwares that I have no idea how to use, like Houdini or Tyflow in 3ds Max and stuff. I never had time to learn all of that, but it's like, so you're seeing all of these very talented artists out there doing stuff that you feel like, hey, I want to do this. I wish I did that, but also having to realize that I can't never do all of that because I have to focus on one lane and kind of stay there if I want to be really good at it. So it is very hard actually, because you get all of these impressions from everywhere and you want to do this, you want to do that. But you just have to realize that you don't have enough life to learn everything.
Yeah. I think social media is doing this thing, accelerating it even more. Every time you open your Instagram, you are getting some good CGI on your phone, and you are like, man, I have to make this. I have to make something like that. This is the thing we have to So for this, you have to be on some track in your head.
Yeah, definitely. I might be treading a little deep water here. I'm not really sure if this is a sensitive topic or not, but I wanted to talk about some. I wanted to get back to the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago in the sauna. We were talking about India. We were talking about some preconceived ideas and about pricing. And you were saying a couple of things that actually were news to me regarding how things are priced in India when it comes to 3D and so on. Because there is a, coming from Scandinavia for the northern countries up here, there is this notion that if you want something cheap, you go to India. And we were talking about, you were explaining to us that isn't really true.
Yeah, it's not.
Do you? I don't really recall what exactly we were talking about. But do you wanna share some thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. People around the globe perceive India as a cheap service country because of the manpower, you can say. But I feel you should not see some work like that, because you should see the quality. It doesn't matter if he's doing in India or he's doing in US. Okay, so yeah, it is like that, because people over here, there are many people, so because of that, everybody wants to work, everybody wants to have some bucks in his pocket, and they are willing to do for like if somebody is doing for, let's suppose, $500, and you know that person is doing for this, and the other person will say like, yeah man, I can do it for 400, and you will go, you go to the third person, and he will say how much price you have got from the other person, because if you are going for in the market, you are not going to somebody in the first, he's not the first man you are talking him. So if he's saying, yeah, you have got 400, yeah, I can do it in 300. So this is the thing. People over here, they're not, they're not bonded. Like, yeah, man, we don't want to decrease our price. We have to be like this. We should raise the bar rather lowering it. So yeah, people perceive this thing. I got self incident related to this, but yeah, I don't want to share it because I don't know why they think. I think it is because, as I said, it is because of the lack of knowledge. People are not aware. People are not aware over here how much they are worth.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing. Like is like people don't know how much they're worth. They are just selling the things very cheap.
Yeah.
Sadly, there are two types of clients in this industry. It's those who care about quality, and then there's those who only care about price. They just want things as cheap as possible. And to how I perceive things, I've never really been working with these clients who only care about price because no one wants to work with them, obviously, for obvious reasons. So I try to stay away as much as possible. But my idea or my understanding is that these companies, they have this understanding that they could go, like, if we want to have some super cheap stuff, let's go to India. And have you, I know you were saying that you're quite new to the 3D industry, but I still want to ask, have you been noticing that it's hard to break through this barrier, like to get valued for the stuff that you do?
Yeah. This thing is in my head, like how I can break through being in India, because it's too hard, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. This thing is in my head, definitely. That's what.
It's so easy to think that just work with United States clients or Northern Europe clients because they usually pay fairly well, but obviously it's not always that simple. It's not as simple as just finding clients from everywhere. But so is this something you've been thinking about, like moving or stuff, or trying to chase clients? Because I'm not really sure how you are working with a new website, so maybe you really haven't spent a lot of time chasing clients yet. I'm not really sure, but have you been trying to chase clients outside of India?
Not that much. I
Okay.
know. I'm just putting my work out, and if someone is looking at it and they are messaging me and asking me what you do, how you do. Yeah, I got a message last day from, I think, from US. It was from US, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. It is like that.
This is always. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. It's just that we're kind of getting to towards the last couple of minutes of this stream of this community event, and I want to squeeze in a couple of questions before we end for tonight, right? So I'm gonna start with a couple of questions we got for you, Jojo, regarding your Patreon, I think. Just squeezing it in there. Sorry, I am sorry.
Shoehorning it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna squeeze it in. You can just give me something like a yes or no or whatever. But we got a message from a user. I cannot pronounce it because it's Asian letters, so I don't know if it's Chinese or whatever. But so sorry. But the questions are these: Can Jojo teach teach us how to make HDR ground in your subscription and your Patreon? That is number one. The number two is, could Jojo teach us more about lighting production?
So quickly addressing the first one, I have read that request and I have been thinking about it, and that's actually on top of my list. So I will cover that. The second, teaching about lighting, it's this is hard because lighting, it's actually a pretty interesting topic, and I want to hear, if Inder, if you wanna chip in, you're free to do so. As I see it, lighting is a very, very simple concept. It's just photons bouncing around, and if like one of my last series that I made on Patreon was how to make images without actually using any lighting at all, just the white environment lighting, and obviously you can make that look really good and realistic. So what I want to, I kind of understand the question, but I always want to get back to the fact that lighting is not actually that important. As long as you're not, I mean, if we're in interior stuff, at least, like, interior, what options do we have? We have a cloudy sky, which is mostly white light, and then we have blue skies with sun. You can just throw in an HDRI there and it looks pretty good usually. If you're working in advertising, obviously selling a shoe, then you need to be creative with lighting. But for interiors, it's not really so complicated. It's I would say it's more about composition and colors and balancing tone mapping rather than lighting things. Probably not the answer that you were looking for, but I'm just trying to explain why it's so hard to teach lighting, because I can't really put my finger on what there is to teach, if that makes sense.
If you guys have any more questions about to Jojo about his Patreon and stuff like that, I would actually suggest that you join our Discord server, because the Texture Supply Discord server is a merger, right, Jojo? It's also kind of your WizGuru server.
Yeah, I haven't been. I'm really sad about that. I haven't been active on Discord for like a week and a half, and I need to get back to that. There's been a bunch of other things that have been diluted in my mind, but yeah.
Exactly. We have a lot of projects on our hands right now, but so if you have any questions, and if you have any wishes, or just want to talk to Jojo about the Patreon stuff, there's a channel on our Texture Supply server called WizGuru Patreon. That is where you post anything that is regarding Jojo's Patreon. Just be mindful of the rules and stuff, and so you don't spam Jojo all the time, because he also has a work to do.
It's fine.
Yeah. We have some more questions.
It looked like Inder has something.
Yeah,
he got me. Talking about that, the question you got, I think more important than lighting is composition and the materials, the shaders. These two things are the most important things you should focus more on. Because I did it myself, because when I was started doing 3D, and I was like, how to get a better lighting, how I can do this. So in that search, I got to some good HDRIs on CG Source, you can say, and I was like, man, yeah, I think this is something I need to get better lighting, the best HDRI. So I just bought it, the couple of HDRIs. Like that, let's throw this HDRI and I'm going to get a beautiful image. But no, it was not like that. It was the materials, it was the composition, which is more important than lighting, I would say. You should focus more on those things, because a good material is what can make any image a good. Suppose if you have a chair in real life, see, okay, and you put that chair in a dark room with the minimum lighting in it, you can put that chair in a very bright space. The thing which will be same is the materials. If the materials are not good, if that thing is not looking, having good materials, then it will not look good in less bright area and more bright area. So the most important thing is the materials, and second is composition. So I think we should ask Jojo to put more time on teaching us how to compose the things.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, one thing
Time.
also that I think is important to understand is that it's always a process, and
Yeah,
this is also why it's sometimes so hard to teach, because when making tutorials, you want to make things go as fast as possible. You want to show the core essentials of things, but usually it's not just one thing, like do this and it looks good. It's always a process, and I've noticed that just this week when I had to dive into some client work, and I, even though I know very well the simplicity of lighting, and I know how much materials and stuff matters, but still I find myself struggling with things, and I can't still figure out. I mean, I've been doing this for 19 years, and I'm still struggling to understand why is this not looking the way I want it to. But what I've learned over the years is that even though it's really easy to get demotivated when it doesn't look good, you just have to keep going. You just have to, keep tweaking here, keep tweaking there, and, move around the camera a little bit and play with things. And then suddenly you realize, hey, I actually figured it out. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I got here, but suddenly it looks better than it did before. And, it's just a process. You have to be patient.
Yeah, totally.
We have Elias asked the question earlier, asking how would you go about, how do you choose lane? He says, I feel I'm in that spot right now doing one thing but not sure I want to be stuck in doing that. So how would you, what advice would you give him? Some quick advice on how do you choose lane?
If it has to be very quick, then I will say do whatever you want to do. That's it. You will get the lane.
I would say the same. And one thing I'm noticing now is that I chose a lane. I was in that lane for so many years, and now I'm starting to feel I'm in the wrong lane. I want to do other things. I don't know if it's because I'm not feeling that I'm making progress, but I guess it is. That's why. And that's why other things like animations, motion capture, robots, whatever that will be, is suddenly very interesting. Probably because I've stayed in that lane for so long, but and maybe it's time to change lane when you feel that, and like you were saying, Inder, it's just whatever is most compelling to you. And one thing that I would be very careful about is not choosing the lane because you think that's what will give you the most money, because grinding for money will kill you from the inside. And you got to do what you love, even though maybe it doesn't pay as well. Doesn't matter, because you have to cope with it. And if you're someone is calling me. Is that you, Christian? It's from Malmo.
No, it's not me. I'm not calling you right now. I'm.
That was weird. Yeah,
I could chip in actually picking a lane is, you have to focus on what you feel right now. With all the years behind me, I know that someday you will probably find another lane. But you don't know that now. You know what you want at this moment, and you have to work just knowing that. And then you have to, maybe 10 years from now, you will change lanes and you will find another interest. And you can use that knowledge that you have built over these 10 years, probably 10,000 hours, and you can use that to become an expert in another field, perhaps, but with your background, and it's still unique.
Yeah. As Steve Jobs said, you can connect the dots by looking in the past. You cannot connect the dots looking in the future. So you will always think maybe I have did something else. So you have to be very focused.
That is a quote. That is an Instagram quote right there from Inder. right?
Yeah, I think
Like the
yeah.
wisdom in that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna squeeze one last question in. Rama, he asked a question about AI. I'm gonna save that for next meeting read because we've talked a lot about AI in the past, in past things, and I don't want to get caught up on it again. But Mark says, don't you think it's too easy to push yourself too far and never be satisfied? Is there a thing? Is there a thing such as, you know, like just sometimes you gotta say, you know what, I did good. No.
Oh, you know all about it.
I'm right here. I'm the personified version of that question, I guess. So we're helping each other out. Jojo is keeping me back, and I'm pushing him forward. In that sense, that maybe sometimes you need a little more love put into stuff, and he's telling me you need to stop, and we usually get a good balance there.
Yeah, you need someone to say that to you.
Yeah, and that's definitely coming back to, you know, surrounding yourself with people that are not only supportive, but, you know, they can always be your, you know, you can play catch with ideas, and, you know, having people to bounce ideas back and forward definitely helps you clear your mind. And I think, you know, that's, I think a Mark's question is very, very spot on, actually. And this is something that I think I wrote this in my LinkedIn article as well. Like, I'm the kind of guy who I'm never satisfied with things I do, and, you know, I think that's a driving force. Like, you know, I always want to become better. I always want to become, you know, to master new heights. But also sometimes it gets too overwhelming, and sometimes you just lose faith of everything. Like, okay, I can't do this. I will never reach this goal. I will never be as good as these guys are. And it has been, you know, I had a break from 3D for like a year and a half one point because I got so, you know, depressed from realizing that I wouldn't reach my goals, and you know, I was just comparing myself to others who were always better all the time. So at that, you know, it definitely went too far. So
Yeah,
it happens.
it happens a lot.
That's when you need your brothers and your parents.
Yeah.
I think this is a good spot. I think this is a really good spot to say, you know, to say thank you, and to kind of, you know, tie the knot on this little conversation that we've had this evening. I want to start with saying thank you to Inder, right? We need to say that. Let's give him like some a hand of applause, everybody. Hey, thank you, Inder. Thank you so much for being here today. Did you was it okay? Did you survive?
Yeah.
I'm actually curious. One last question to you, Inder. What's the time? What's the clock?
It's 11:34 p.m. It's good. It's good for me. No worries.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
Good.
I was afraid that would be later for you, but
No.
Yeah, nice.
Always ready. Always, you know, available for 3D.
Very true.
Nice.
For general talks like these.
Yeah.
We got a strange question from Mark. I don't know why. He
Yeah.
says, Mark, aren't you supposed to pronounce
Right.
something?
Yeah, we had a discussion about where Mark is from in Netherlands. So he it was the longest city name in the whole of the Netherlands, and it's a very interesting.
Mark,
Okay.
can you copy paste that city name? Can you copy paste that into chat so we can take a look at it? You know, and maybe we can get
I think
Mark.
we all have to make our tries on this one.
Okay, well,
There you have it.
Martin, you go first.
I go first. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Is this the one I think it is?
Something like that.
How would you?
It's just a. Have you seen these videos where you ask Siri, you know, iPhone Siri, to say like AHHAAH?
Yeah. Exactly.
She's like making weird noises. This is
Do you,
it.
do you want to give it a go, Inder? At that.
I thought Daniel's name is too difficult to pronounce, but this thing is more. This thing is more.
Oh yeah.
I can try. Westerhart, Resenveen, Worst.
Yeah, it's super hard. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. Vesterhavrisenvensevik. Oh my god.
I don't even
can't
know if they say like r or r or like how do they pronounce the r?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyways,
those last three alphabets.
Sorry, Mark, for butchering your language. Is
We have to get Mark on board then.
Exactly.
You can.
Yeah,
make
if you
this right.
guys, if anybody's here, and if anybody wants to, you know, just hang out in the actual in our Discord, and if they want to hang out in the sauna, that's our voice channel. I guess do that. There's also like a little music channel we can chill out and just listen to music. But without further ado, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for everybody stopping by and saying hi and participating here in a little community event. I also want to remind everybody that if you are a 3D artist and you want to be on our little show here on our little podcast, then join the 3D community. The link will be in chat right now. Boom. So join our 3D community and just ask us about it. We're regularly we post a little form where you can sign up for this thing. And if and then we'll just we'll put you in the schedule, right? But that's going to be it, guys. Do you want to have any closing words, Martin and Jojo? Do you want to say like something before we go?
Yeah, next week we're not having this meet and greet, but there will be probably will be some kind of game night. Mark is our moderator, and he will fix some kind of event next week. So keep an eye out.
Boom.
And I want to, and of course I want to thank Inder. It was a pleasure meeting you like this.
Thank you very much for joining, Inder. And
thanks for
we also, of course, yeah, and we also we're looking forward to see more of your images in our Discord channel.
Yeah, they are coming very soon.
Yes, that actually reminds me before we go. Ooh. God damn it, I almost forgot. Damn it. Everybody.
This is the normal noises he makes when you have our morning meetings as well.
Yeah. I just forgot. Everybody, be sure to go over to Behance and take a look at Inder's images. Pretty Images. He is also on Facebook and Instagram, so check him out. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna start the stream in about 10 seconds, so everybody just say thank you and we'll start waving, and I'll see you guys later. Maybe we have what, we already have a stream ending screen, so we just go over there and I'm just gonna mute ourselves. So everybody's goodbye.